all my students in object-oriented programming. Hello there. Today, I decided to repeat and record all the discussions that I already made during our previous online classes. The main reason why I'm doing this is to provide you an alternative learning material to learn better and most importantly, to reach out to all types of learners, the online learners, offline learners, and blended learners. Doing so means that you no longer have a reason or an excuse not to learn. So, kailangan nyo talagang matuto dahil wala kayong palusot-lusot sa akin. Just kidding, huwag kayong ma-stress. Also, some of you requested me to record how I do the sample programs. But I find it incomplete and informal if I'm going to do the sample programs only, so I decided to also include the PowerPoint presentation. Saying so means that I will no longer explain specifically every slides because I have done that in a very detailed manner during our online classes. I'm just gonna flash it on the screen, sort of a review. I just want to give you a complete experience in this video. And later, I will go over this recorded video and do a little editing, and I will also upload it in my YouTube channel. If it is already there, you have an option to download it. In that case, you can watch it anytime and for as long as you need. So there, let's start. Our course or subject is object-oriented programming. This is equivalent to week 1 to 4 lessons. Introduction to C#, I have provided you a very brief introduction and definition of C#. And these are the reasons why C# is also widely used professionally. There. The .NET framework helps you to write the following types of applications which you will experience until final term. These are the components of the .NET framework. I have explained to you what these components are. Strong programming features of C#. Of course, you will experience these features until final term. Parts of a C# program: namespace declaration, a class, class methods, class attributes, a main method, statements and expressions, and comments. I have identified all these parts during our previous session, but I will identify them again later when I show you again the sample programs. This is a sample program that prints hello OO pips. So, very simple program that will print hello OO pips, welcome to C# programming, have fun. So, the console.writeline is equivalent to C out in C++. I'm trying to compare C# to C++ because all of you already passed C++ programming. There are important things you should remember all the time. Identifiers are user-defined. So when you say user-defined, you are the one giving names to them. So these are the class name, variable name, constant name, function name, and other user-defined items. There are 3 basic rules. An identifier can only accept letters, digits 0 to 9, and underscore. It should start with a letter or an underscore, but never with a digit. Second, it should not contain the following. It's enumerated there. And it should not be a C# keyword. So these are the basic rules that you should remember about identifiers. User-defined, so it comes from you. Keywords are predefined. They have meaning in C# compiler. Therefore, you can no longer use them for any other purpose in your program. The table below shows the complete list of keywords. They turn into color blue when you do programming already. Take note of the following. C# is case sensitive. So if it's lowercase, it's lowercase. If it's title case, then it's title case. The keywords are lowercase. The events and methods, title case. The first letter is uppercase. The rest are lowercase. All statements and expressions must end with a semicolon. The program execution starts at the main method. Unlike Java, program file name could be different from the class name. And this one. Okay. So, please take note of the following. The variables in C# are categorized into the following types: value types, reference types, and pointer types. Let's pay attention to value types. So there, the most common value types are int, char, and float. The table shows the different value types: bool, byte, char, decimal, double, float, int, long, and SY. The second column states what it represents, and then the third column, the range, meaning the smallest value up to the largest value, and then the default value on the fourth column. I already explained to you that float and double have the same characteristics. They only differ in the range. So, meaning the smallest number it can accept up to the largest number it can accept. Same with int and long. They accept whole numbers, whether negative number or positive number. Okay. Then, in C#, there are two types of conversion: implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. I have provided you sample programs for this. So this is an example of explicit type conversion. As you can see, we have two variables here. D, data type is double. Its value is 5673.74. And then another variable is I. Its data type is int. So the casting is this line, meaning to say you converted D to int. So D is double, you converted it to int, and you stored the result of conversion to variable I, and then it will be displayed. So there, that's it. This is an example of explicit conversion. Just use it if it's needed in your program. And the tables below show the different type conversion methods. So, to Boolean, to byte, up to uint64. So, these are very important in C# programming. You will see later in the sample programs that I will show you again. Then, variables, from its root word vary, its value can change depending on your input. So, variable is user defined, so it is an identifier. You are the one who will give name to variable. The syntax is like that: data type is space variable list, semicolon. These are valid variable definitions. So, int I, comma j, comma k, semicolon. As well as this one, as well as this one. Then, constants and literals. Constants refer to fixed values, so you can no longer alter its value during the execution. So this is the opposite of variables. It is also called literals. We have integer literals, floating point literals, and character constants. For integer literals, Here are some examples of integer literals. So 212 is a decimal number. 215 unsigned. Please take note that if you put OX here or uppercase OX, it means it is a hexadecimal number. If you put O, it means octal. If it has no prefix ID, it is automatically understood na decimal siya. Therefore, this is a decimal number. This is also a decimal number. So, you put OX or O as a prefix. And then you can put U or L as a suffix. U means unsigned, L means long. So therefore, this is a decimal number, unsigned decimal number. And then, FEE is a hexadecimal number, long. Long hexadecimal number, FEE. And then, this is illegal because it says here that it is an octal number. Unfortunately, if it is an octal number, it should only have the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which I already explained during our online class. Because, why did I explain it during our online class? Because according to you, you did not encounter that topic before. Some of you encountered it during your grade 11 or grade 12. Some of you mentioned about that, but some of you didn't. So, I discussed the different number systems to you. So, yeah. This is illegal because 8 is not an octal digit. And then, this is also illegal because you cannot repeat the suffix. Pero, kung isa lang yung U, ay di accepted siya. Halimbawa, octal number 32 unsigned, accepted. Following are other examples of various types of integer literal. 85 is a decimal, 0213 is octal, OX4B is hexadecimal, 30 is int, 30U is unsigned int, 30L is long int. 30UL unsigned long. So there, integer literals. So please remember the prefixes, dalawa lang naman siya, 0, OX for hexadecimal, O for octal, no prefix if decimal. And then yung suffix niya, dalawa lang, U and L. U for unsigned, L for long. And then we have floating point literals. So floating point literals can accept decimal point and fractional part and exponent part. Of course, the integer can only accept whole numbers. Whole numbers, negative or positive. But floating point literals can accept real numbers. Here are some examples. This is legal, another legal. This is illegal because bitin yung E. Exponent, E stands for exponent, kaya lang bitin siya. And then, this is also illegal. Because no decimal or exponent. And then, this is illegal because missing integer or fraction. Then, character constants or character literals are enclosed in single quotes. And we always enclose them in single quotes. And one more thing, the hello OO pips, welcome to C# programming that we displayed. It is a string constant. You put double quotes to make it a string constant. Anything inside will be displayed. Even though the spelling or the grammar is wrong, it will be displayed. So these are the escape sequences. You can use them if you want. Its meaning or purpose is on the second column. So we have used them in some of the escape sequences here are also available in C++. So therefore, this is not new to you. Sample program that uses few escape sequences. Yan, there. So it means that after the hello, there's a tab. And then after the world, there will be new line. Okay, so that's the meaning of this sample program. Then sample program defining constants. So this is the constant declaration line. The constant name pi, which is an identifier, user defined, galing sa atin, has data type double and it is constant and its value is this 3.14159. And then we have variable here r, its data type is double. So this will display enter radius, and then this line will allow you to type the value of the radius. So sort of the console.writeLine enter radius is equivalent to C out, and then this line R is equal to convert to double. To double is a method, remember. Why to double? Because you declared R variable to be of double data type. That's why to double. And then console that read line. That's why you will be allowed to enter the value of the radius. So this line is equivalent to C in C++. So C out, C in, or kaya ay printf, scanf. And then this is the computation. This is an expression. Remember that statements and expressions end with semicolon. And then we will display the radius and area. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so 0 and 1 here. It really starts with 0 and then 1. If you have another variable or constant to be displayed, then you add 2, 3, 4, and so on. And the sequence should be correct, of course. R, because you want to display R first. And then area circle, because that's the next that you want to display. Let's continue. In this sample program, we have a constant named pi. Its data type is double and its value is 3.14159. And then we have a variable named r. Its data type is double. This line will display enter radius, and then this line will allow you to enter the value of the radius. To double is a method. Convert is a class. And then this line allows you to type the value of the radius. In C++, this line, console.writeLine, enter radius is equivalent to C out, and this line, R is equal to convert to double, console.readLine is equivalent to C in, or printf, scanf. And then this is an expression that will compute the area of the circle. So, statements and expressions end with semicolon. Then this line will display the answer. So, to display, we have this very important number here, which is 0 and 1. So, 0 will be the allocation for the first variable you put here, which is R. Therefore, R will be displayed in this memory location, and then for this one area of the circle will be displayed. So if there are other variables or constants to be displayed, you can just add 2, 3, 4, and so on. So there. And then the next topic is operator. It is a symbol that tells the compiler to perform specific mathematical or logical manipulations in C#. There are different types of operators, namely arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, assignment operators, and miscellaneous operators. We will pay attention to the arithmetic, relational, logical, and assignment operators. The table below shows the arithmetic operators. Its description and examples. So, very common na rin naman to all of you, lahat ng ito, because you already encountered them in C++. I just want to reiterate that this symbol here is modulus division, meaning you will get the remainder from division. And then plus to add exactly 1 to the variable, minus to deduct exactly 1 to the value of the variable. This is a sample program that uses arithmetic operators. I will show that to you later in Visual Studio C Sharp. Then, relational operators. The table below shows the uh, relational operators, its description, and the examples. So, I just want to reiterate that if you mean equal to, it has to be double equals. Because if you will use one equal lang, it means assignment operator. So, this is not equal to, greater than, greater than, or equal to, less than, or equal to. This is a sample program that uses relational operators. So, you see, I have here 3 variables, namely Q1, Q2, Q3, data type, yan, and then Q1 stands for quiz 1 or first quiz, Q2 stands for second quiz, Q3 stands for third quiz. So, this line allows you to display, enter quiz 1, and then this line allows you to type the value of quiz 1. So, to int 16 is the method that I have chosen because our data type is int. The range of int 16 is enough. Okay, because the maximum value for quiz naman is 100%. And then, this console that right line enter quiz 2 allows you to display enter quiz 2 and then allows you to type the value of quiz 2. The same with this line and this line. This is where the computation happens. And then, you will display the 3 quizzes here as well as the average of the 3 quizzes dash you have there 0, 1, 2, and 3. And of course, the variables should be enumerated or should be listed in the same sequence as you want them to be displayed. In this case, Q1, Q2, Q3, Qab. And then, this part allows you to display pass or fail. So, this is the relational operators. So, there, if the value of Qab is greater than or equal to 75, pass, else fail. So, our next topic is conditional statement. So, therefore, I already provided you an example for that next topic. And then logical operators. The table below shows the complete list of logical operators. I just need to correct that in C Sharp, it's only 1 here, not 2. Sorry for that. So there, and, or, and, not. And then, the sample programs that uses logical operators, we will just continue with the Qab there. So, I added this one, meaning, if the value of Qab variable is 75 to 100, it will display pass. Else if, so I made use of another if here, if the value is 50 to 74, that's greater than or equal to 50 and less than or equal to 74, failed. So therefore, other numbers or values not included from 50 to 100, invalid grade. So that's the use of logical operator, specifically and. It means that this condition must be met as well as this condition for this to be displayed on the screen. So both conditions must be met. So there. And then that ends our week 1 to 4 lecture in object-oriented programming. Thank you very much. This is the end of it. So let's proceed to programming. Okay, let us run Microsoft Visual Studio 2010. So that is what you should do. You should install this into your laptop or desktop at home. The first screen that will appear is this one. If you want to create a new project, click this. If the project is already existing and you want to open it, click this. Or you can use the file menu. It's the same. So I will use the file menu, new project. The next screen that will appear will be this one. Make sure to choose Visual C Sharp because sometimes it's in Visual C++. So make sure it's Visual C Sharp and then choose console application. During the final term, we will also use Windows Forms application. But for now, let us use console application. Let us name this program Hello OO Pips. Okay. And then, by default, C# will also provide you with the following lines. So, that's kind of easy. So, let me discuss the lines. The first line of the program, using system, right there. The using is a keyword. It is used to include the system namespace in the program. A program generally has multiple using statements. In this case, we have 4 using statements. Using is a keyword. It turns into blue. This sample program is very simple that when you delete this 3, it will still work. The next line has the namespace declaration. A namespace is a collection of classes. The Hello OOPIP app namespace contains the class program. So, if you remember, the name of the project is Hello OOPIP app. Automatically, it became the name of the namespace declaration. So, the name of the class here is program, but you can rename it if you want to. Let's say Hello OOPIP. Nagkulang ako ng S doon. Okay? So, there. So, the next line has a class declaration. The class Hello OOPIPs contains the data and method definitions that your program uses. Classes generally contain multiple methods. Methods define the behavior of the class. Methods define the behavior of the class. I just reiterated. The Hello OOPIPs class has only one main method here. Okay. The next line defines the main method, which is the entry point for all C# programs. The main method states what the class does when executed. Okay. So, the next line, so this is the begin of the main method. My first C# program. The next line is a comment. What happened? Sorry. My first C# program. There. It is a black comment to be specific. Anything inside will be ignored by the compiler. There are 2 types of comment. The line comment, like that. Anything to the right will be ignored by the C# compiler. So, this is a line comment. This is a black comment. So, if you will be writing long comments, it is advisable to use black comment. But if the comment is just one-liner, then you can just use line comment. So, it is ignored by the compiler, and it is put to add comments in the program to make the program understandable to everyone, especially if the program is already long. Okay. The main method specifies its behavior with the statement console.writeLine Hello OOPIPs. Okay, so let's write that. Console is a class, writeLine is a method. And it is already provided for you. You just need to choose it. And then, Hello OOPIPs. The OOPIPs refer to you. Object-oriented programming people. Welcome to C# programming. Okay, by the way, this is a string constant. Anything inside the double quotation will be displayed whether the spelling is wrong or the grammar is wrong. String constant. Console is a class, writeLine is a method. Okay, so the methods define the behavior of the class. So to continue my explanation, The main method specifies its behavior with the statement console.writeLine, hello, OO pips, welcome to C# programming. WriteLine is a method of the console class defined in the system namespace. This statement causes the message, hello, OO pips, welcome to C# programming to be displayed on the screen. And the last line, console.readKey, console.readKey. The last line, console.readKey, is for the Visual Studio.NET users. This makes the program wait for a key press, and it prevents the screen from running and closing quickly when the program is launched from Visual Studio.NET. So you have the cursor right there on the screen. That's the console.readKey. So that's very simple to display this string constant on the screen. So do not be conscious about the spacing. Let's say for this one, there's a space there. It's okay as long as it ends with semicolon. It's fine. So do not be afraid to have mistakes, because that's the only way for you to be comfortable in this programming. The same with like that, something like that. Of course, it will still work the same way. It's just that you need to also write the program in a manner na pleasing to the eyes para hindi masarap pag-aralan, madaling makita yung mali, and also something like that. So, organize. So that's our very simple sample program. So the next sample program would be, so we save that and then close solution and then create a new one. Okay. File, new, project, C#, console application. I think let us have the type conversion up. Type conversion up. Type conversion up. Okay. So remember, we will start here in the main method. So double D is equal to 3.14, or any number will do actually. There. And then int I is this is right there, and then D, and then console that right line I. So there. So it means that this value here assigned to variable D will be converted to int. So the decimal parts will be truncated. So yun, ganun lang siya. Okay. So let us save this and then close again. Let's now proceed to declaring constants. The one with so let's name this declaring constants. Up. Okay. So to make it a little faster. So let's come back here. I'm sorry for that. Naya is barking. Defining constants. So there. Let's just copy this part to make our job a little faster. So there, I just copied the part of the program there. So yun. So we have, I already explained this kanina, right? So there, double pi. So we have constant named pi, data type double, the value is 3.14159. Then we have a variable named r, its data type is double. This one will display enter radius. This one will allow you to type the value of the radius. This part will compute, and this one will display the radius and the area. So there. So, and then when you type 45 there, the radius is 45, area is that. So, what else I would like to? Let's just play around here. You can change this. The area of the circle is there if the radius is there. Then you can put period there. So of course, since you want area to be displayed first, you have to change the position of R and area circle. So there. So meaning to say, you'll be the one to decide how you want them to be displayed. So you can play around. You don't have to copy exactly the sample programs that I provided. You can play around. So there. Okay, let's save this one. Okay, let's create the program that computes for the average of the 3 quizzes. So also operation, let's name it quiz average up. Okay, and then let's just copy the code to make it a little bit faster. So there. So I have 3 variables of type in. Then this line will display enter quiz 1. This line will allow me to type the value for quiz 1. So let's just copy this part again for quiz 2. So let's change this with 2. And then Q2. And then let's change this to 3. And then Q3. And then we are ready to do the computation. Double QAV is equal to Q1. This is an expression. And then you put them in parentheses divided by 3. We are now ready to display the answer. So let's the right line. The average is, and we want to display the average. Then here you have it. And then there. So the grid line. Something like that. And then let us save it one more time. Let's see what happens. So you enter the first quiz, second quiz. There, the average is 82. So if you want the cursor, because the cursor is right there, if you want it to be beside the colon, then you can just use right instead of right line. There. And then if you wanted to add just the title here, console.write computation of quiz average, something like that. So you expect that I made use of write, therefore enter quiz 1 will be beside average. So it's either right like that. It's either you use the method write line, or if you don't want that, excuse me, backslash n here. It will have the same effect. And then the cursor will be beside the colon na. So like that, 87, I'm sorry. Like that. So there. That's how you compute. So basically in this sample program, we made use of variable declaration. We made use of how to display and also how to input, and we made use of basic computation. So let us now make use of the if statement. Actually, this is equivalent. The next topic will be week 5. Based on our course syllabus, I have provided you the course syllabus, so I want you to go over for you to see that we are strictly following the contents of the syllabus. So let's make use of the if statement here. So this is quite advanced topic already. So Q ave is greater than or equal to 75. Console that write line, make use of write line, is pass. Just if it statement, and then when you run that, actually it doesn't matter. Again, I just to remind you, it doesn't matter here. Okay. If it's like that, it doesn't matter. So I just to remind you that the keywords turns into color blue like that. The class turns into, what color is this? Green. So the class that we have here are program. This is class name. You can actually rename it. By default, it's program, but you can rename it to quiz average. And then the classes that we made use are console and convert. And then the methods that we made use are write to int 16, write line, and read line. The methods. So let's see how it works. I just made use of if, so meaning to say, it will just say pass there. If the score is failed, there's no display because there's no else. So let's add the else. Else. No need to put the condition kasi meaning to say right line fail. Right there. So you put here 65, it's failed. Let's add one more scenario because the lowest grade should be 50% and the highest percentage grade should be 100%. So if you got 0 as your raw score, it is 50%. If you get a perfect score, it is 100%. So let's cut this to, and Q ave is less than or equal to 100, pass, else if, so we now have else if, so another condition here, Q ave is greater than or equal to 50, and Q ave is less than or equal to 74. Oh, so there. Again, it doesn't matter if you put a space here for the purpose of consistency. I will remove the space, but it doesn't matter if it has a space. Fail. Okay, and then let's put else. Console. Let's right line. Invalid. Great. So there. In this example, we made use of the conditional statements if, else, and if, else, if, and so on. Nested if. Okay? So, let's run this program. Let's see. So, you put 67, 56, 56, fail. So, you put more than 100, let's say 101, 101, 101, it will be an invalid grade. Same with when you put 49, 49, 49, so try it out. So there. Now, if you want to add one more statement here, let's say console that write congratulations, something like that. Let's see if it will work. So if you add one more statement and you run it, there will be an error. Because in your if, you already have two statements. So therefore, if you have more than one, if it's only one statement, there's no problem. But if you have two or more, you have to begin and end inside if. That's how you do it. So if you do that, you can have as many statements as you want. Okay, understood? The same here. If you wanna add one more line here, let's say you wanted to add. Let's say you wanted to add study harder. So ganon. Then you should add begin and end. Okay. Same with else. So for now, we don't need it because well, anyway, we can add. Let's say console.write only values 50 to 100 are accepted, are valid. Kasi na-accept naman siya. So, are valid. Just a reminder. Just to put begin and end there. Just to show you that if you have more than one statement, you should begin and end it. So, right there. So, if you want one more statement here, you wanted to say something more, so go as long as you have begin and end. So again, this topic allowed us to make use of variables, to display and to input values, and to compute. And we also made use of the conditional statements, namely if else, and nested if else. So let's see. Let's have a passing score. There, pass, congratulations, and so on. So, for now, that ends our topic. And I want you to write all the sample programs that I have provided you with all honesty. The integrity contract that you signed is just a piece of paper. Pwede nyo yun wag sundin because no one is watching. So actually, ang mag-guide talaga sa inyo is your conscience. Because if you share your programs with your friends, they will not learn. So, kailangan your conscience will guide you. Hindi pwede na mag-share kayo ng mga answers. No? Okay? So, like I said, This new normal is challenging both for us, your instructor, and for you, but we have to also do our part. I am doing my part. I'm preparing different strategies to reach out to you. So I hope you will also do your part. And I really want you to be able to attend my online classes all the time. So I really hope to achieve that. Okay? So for now, that's it. I'm going to upload modules in Google Classroom as well as what activities you are going to work on. Okay? Thank you for watching the video. Wala kayong lusot. Merong online, merong video tutorial. So, wala kayong lusot kay ma'am. Kailangan yung matuto. So, there. Thank you. Bye. Ginabi na ako. So, I hope to be able to upload this tonight.